The hard-hitting high rollers have arrived for Glory 23 Las Vegas. Tonight, the battle for the vacant welterweight world title is a contrast in styles, as kicking machine Raymond the Real Deal Daniels goes up against the brutal body attack of Nicky Holzken. The stakes are high, and these two great warriors are all in. In our co-main event, rising American star Xavier Vigny meets British Man Mountain Daniel Sam in an explosive heavyweight match set to light up the Nevada night sky. Plus, the always entertaining and unpredictable four-man tournament. Tonight, it's an all-American middleweight qualifier. The winner moving one step closer to a potential title fight with champion Artem Levin. The fight capital of the world is playing host to the most exciting fight sport on TV. This is Glory 23 Las Vegas.
The lights on the Vegas Strip have never shined brighter. For the first time in its history, Glory Sports International brings the most exciting combat sport to the fight capital of the world for Glory 23 Las Vegas, Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Are you ready for glory?
We start with the highlights of a couple of close and competitive fights from this edition of the Glory Super Fight Series. First up, the lightweights with Georgia's Giga Chikadze facing Anvar Boynazarov of Uzbekistan making his Glory debut.
Very competitive battle between Chikadze in his sophomore outing as a Glory fighter and the debuting Anvar Boynazarov. And we saw a veritable cornucopia of kicks from Chikadze in the first round, and then Boynazarov going to his Muay Thai with the knees, the front kicks knocking Chikadze off balance. Boynazarov putting together good combinations. And then, in the third round, they seemed to fade down the stretch with Boynazarov on the attack. Good counter from Chikadze. So in the end, it's up to the three judges chosen by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. They will decide who is victorious in what was a hotly contested Glory featherweight fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. They give us a split decision. Judge Dave Moretti scores the bout 29-28 Chikadze. Judge Glenn Trowbridge scores the bout 29-28 Boynazarov. And Judge Camijo scores the bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Anvar Boynazarov.
Then it was an all-American battle of middleweights making their Glory debut as 24-year-old Matt Baker took on 32-year-old Eric Heyman, who was 8 years his senior.
So Baker with the edge in the stats as we give you another look at the events that transpired in this middleweight matchup between 24-year-old Matt the Butcher Baker and 32-year-old Edward Scissorhands Hyman. Nice uppercut by Baker. And while the fight professor says that maybe Hyman has edged it out and he predicts a split decision.
Gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges, Camijo, Trowbridge, and Moretti, score them out the same way, 30-27. A unanimous decision for your winner, Matt Baker.
We're just getting started in this edition of Glory 23 Rewind. Still to come, fights in both the middleweight and heavyweight division. And later on, the welterweight championship of the world is up for grabs as Nicky the Natural Holzken takes on Raymond the Real Deal Daniel. Up next is a battle of welterweights as number 8 ranked 28-year-old Myrtel Groenhart from the Netherlands takes on number 11 ranked 21-year-old Chad Sugden of the UK.
The bell in round 2. I'd like to ask each of you a question. I'll start with you, Joe Valtellini. Adjustments Groenhart needs to make in round 2.
Well, I'd like to see him get a little bit more aggressive, start mixing in his combinations, maybe mix kicks a little bit more from the outside, and I think he's waiting to set up that big knee, so expect that to come very soon.
And for Chad Sugden, any adjustments you'd like to see, Stephen?
I think the same thing would be true, because Sugden needs to get this fight into the pocket. He's got to be careful with the knee.
Yep.
But I think the overhand right left uppercut may be in his toolbox in the near foreseeable future.
More aggressive start for Groenhart, misses with the left hook. Walking down Sugden, Sugden backing up, looking to check that inside low kick by Groenhart.
We had Groenhart basically taking the round by only 3 strikes. And that was the punch department, and he got it out by 1 kick. So Groenhart definitely got it, and these guys are starting to mix it up now.
Yeah, showing their versatility, mixing up the punches, kicks, and knees. Jab from Groenhart. Sugden unable to navigate the distance, the real estate. What range against Groenhart? You want to close the distance fast, right, Joe?
Yeah, you can see what Sugden's trying to do here. He kind of draws you in, and then attacks with big hands.
But gets countered with the left.
There you go. So he's trying to draw in Myrtle and then attack with big hands. And I think that's a good strategy because, again, he's respecting that big knee that Myrtle can throw at any time.
Slight edge for Sugden. But, man, not a lot of strikes thrown through 2 rounds. And for Groenhart, he'd been having a hard time making weight. And for this fight, elected to return to welterweight. He intends to stay here. He told us he's chasing a rematch with current Glory welterweight champion Nicky Holzken. He still bitterly disputes the decision loss he suffered to Holzken back in 2010.
I just think this is an important fight for both guys. Sugden really wants to make a name for himself in the welterweight division. And Myrtle, you know, moving up to the welterweight, he wants to make a name here. He's fought most of the big guys in the welterweight division, so it'd be interesting to see who wins this fight and where it goes, where they can both go next.
Yeah, Groenhart splitting his 4 appearances, just walked into the jab from Sugden. Blood now trickling down the side of Sugden's face, a cut over his left eye. Under a minute remaining. Groenhart began his Glory career with a win over Mark de Bont, then suffered back-to-back losses to Robin van Roosmalen and David Giria before bouncing back at Glory 14 in March of 2014 with a TKO over Teo Mikulik, his last appearance here in Glory. Since then, he's gone 1-1 outside of the organization. Push kick from Groenhart.
I think Groenhart is definitely going to stay at welterweight because he's stronger at welterweight. One of the things that was zapping him was the weight cut.
No.
For lightweight.
Time. Fight.
Not a lot of time left to capitalize on anything.
Straight right hand by Groenhart. Sugden trying to amp up the energy, spinning hook kick.
Fight.
Getting fancy. 10 seconds.
That's the first time we've seen the knee from Myrtle. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown it more often.
He's landed a few, but not as often as we are accustomed to seeing.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard, and they send us a split decision. Judge John Baker scores the bout 29-28 Groenhart. Judge Patricia Morse-Jarman scores the bout 29-28 Sugden. And Judge Robert Hoyle scores the bout 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Chad Sugden!
So in another close battle, Chad Sugden remains undefeated in Glory at 2-0, while notching his 14th overall victory in 18 professional fights. The Glory Superfight Series concluded with a clash of the Titans, with a combined weight of 630 pounds, 240 kilos. Brazil's Anderson Braddock Silva took on Morocco's Jamal the Goliath Ben Sadiq.
And while we crack wise, Stephen, you have to wonder about his conditioning coming in very heavy.
Yeah.
But he also carries a heavy hand.
Yeah, he really does. We'll see what happens if they go into the second and third round. It could be a big problem. But sometimes it's not about the shape of the fighter. Sometimes it's about whether he can land.
And Ben Sadiq can land. 22 of his 26 victories have come via form of knockout. 24 of Silva's 38 wins have come inside the distance. And when the heavyweights are in the squared circle, all it takes is one shot.
Yeah, one thing I really like is some progress by Anderson Silva. Silva's using a lot of fakes. Prior to that, he didn't do that. He had that gunslinger style where you just stand right in front of the guy and try and counter everything he does. He's using fakes to try and get Ben Sadiq to react, so he can set up that overhand right. And he just landed it right there.
He used to train at the Team Nogueira facility in Rio de Janeiro, now with Pedro Rizzo. As we mentioned, has plans to get to California to train with Rafael Cordero. And of course, Cordero oversaw Murderer's Row at the Bondage Shooter Box Academy during the Pride Fighting Championships era.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal era. I mean, dating all the way back to Jose Pele Landi, Vanderlei Silva,
the Hua brothers,
Murillo Ninja Hua, Shogun Hua, Chris Cyborg.
And here's Silva putting it on Jamal Ben Sadiq. Ben Sadiq's coach told us that it was going to be Ben Sadiq putting it on Silva as we pass the midpoint of the opening round. 1 minute gone here in the second round.
One thing that Ben Sadiq did maybe a minute ago already was go to the body with a left-right. And then he stopped doing it. Now he's getting walked down. It's almost like he's not here mentally. He hasn't really pulled the trigger yet. Well, there we go.
Blocked by Silva, but still, when it's being thrown by a 6'9" behemoth, you're going to feel the impact of that kick. Past the midpoint of the second round. Left hook to the body by Silva.
Yeah, I like the fact that Silva is throwing punches in combination. And he is so focused on this fight. I think, Morrow, you know, we talked about how Silva was peeved about the title situation. Are they going to get the shot and he's a guy who's supposed to fight and all this kind of stuff. I think that anger is really fueling his fight here.
Well, and it's doing it in a, he's exhibiting an improved fight IQ. He's not letting the emotions get to him. He's fighting a very composed, tactical fight.
Yeah.
A mature Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he's really improved here.
Oh, he just stayed a stiff jab from Ben Sadiq. Has him cornered, though.
But Ben Sadiq's letting him get too close now. He's not making him pay the price and bridging that gap.
Inside low kick scored for Silva. Yeah, Ben Sadiq unable or unwilling to pull the trigger. Under 30 seconds left in the second round. Final round underway. According to the Fight Professor's unofficial scorecard, Jamal Ben Sadiq, Goliath, is going to have to land a monster strike in order to win this fight.
Yeah, he needs at least a knockdown to get this thing evened up.
And pace picking up to begin round three, so heeding the advice of Nicky Hemmers, a more aggressive start for Ben Sadiq.
Yeah, that right roundhouse kick, even though you block it, that's going to hurt. Nice short left hook on the inside.
Silva coming in, putting the pressure on Ben Sadiq. Right hand clips Ben Sadiq's jaw.
Silva still 10, punches ahead. 80 punches thrown, 31%. Oh, beautiful right hand.
Nice strike by Silva, coming in again to the corner. Ben Sadiq, one shot, drops Silva. There it is, the one bullet in his chamber lands.
This is the problem. When you face a guy that's that big and he decides to finally come out of his cocoon and throw that right hand and it lands, then you got a big problem.
A sniper shot, and then Ben Sadiq being admonished by referee Steve Mazzagatti.
Ben Sadiq should go back to that straight right hand because I'm not seeing the head movement anymore from Silva. That head movement was the thing that avoided that punch. Now he's kind of gone back to his old ways.
Floored Silva with the straight right hand. Under a minute now remaining in the fight.
Silva's hurt.
Silva on inline skates momentarily. Ben Sadiq needs to put on the pressure. Double jab, high kick. 45 seconds left in the fight. Can Silva survive?
Ben Sadiq being economical, believe it or not.
And Silva, that was ruled a slip by referee Mazzagatti, but Silva does not look good as he's being backed up by Ben Sadiq. The knee, the straight right against the ropes.
If he doesn't get another knockdown and this goes to Silva, a lot of people...
Oh, and he's down for the second time in the round. The second time in the fight. A reversal of fortune here in round 3 for Jamal Ben Sadiq. And wait a minute. Silva made it to his feet, and referee Mazzagatti didn't like what he saw. He stops the fight, and Jamal Ben Sadiq pulls one out late in round 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end with an official time of 2 minutes and 55 seconds of that third and final round. When a referee Steve Mazzagatti waves it off, your winner by technical knockout, Jamal Ben Sadiq.
So 295-pound Jamal Ben Sadiq gets the knockout with seconds to go in the match. This was his 5th win in Glory and 3rd by knockout. There's more heavyweight action to come tonight, but up next, Glory 23 takes center stage and the All-American Middleweight Qualifying Tournament. Then later, it's all in as the vacant welterweight title is up for grabs as Nicky the Natural Holzken goes up against Raymond the Real Deal Daniels here in Las Vegas. Welcome back to Las Vegas and Glory 23. It's now time for the middleweight qualifying tournament, where 4 fighters must win twice in one night. The first semifinal in this All-American affair features 27-year-old Dustin Jacoby looking to avenge a loss to Morad Bouzidi at Glory 20 Dubai. His opponent is 31-year-old Ariel Sepulveda, who was making his Glory debut.
Ready? Dustin ready? Fight's on.
Bell in round 1. And again, Steven, strategy, an important factor, knowing that a win here only sets you up for another fight later tonight in order to move ahead and advance to the middleweight contender tourney and a possible shot at the championship.
Yeah, the theory is you want to get in and out of there quickly and try and knock the guy out. But if the guy's a good fighter, then you're going to leave yourself open to get knocked out.
Jacoby in the white gloves, Sepulveda in the black gloves.
What I'm seeing right now already from Jacoby is that all the experiences he's had, wins or losses, he's becoming a better fighter, better ring savvy. He's starting to set up the low kick. There's the jab there. Everything's working in combination.
Glory matchmaker Cor Hemmers told us that Jacoby was thrown in at the deep end after winning the Road to Glory tournament. He has faced a murderer's row, so this tournament is a chance for him to fight at a, quote, more reasonable level. Of course, Sepulveda would like to, well, make a smashing debut here in Glory.
Sepulveda is probably going to end up making that smashing debut by brawling. Because to fight a technical fight, he just got rocked there.
Just got rocked with a combination of punches by Jacoby. Working the jab, misses with the sweeping right hand, looking to close the distance. Sepulveda now fighting off the ropes. Coming up on the midpoint of the first round. Not wasting any time to go toe-to-toe.
Smart move there by Dustin Jacoby to not use everything in the kitchen sink, but to back off a little bit, realizing that your opponent is not ready to go out.
When Sepulveda was released by the Houston Astros organization, he became depressed, blew up to 260 pounds. It was fighting, kickboxing, that he took up to lose weight, but now hoping to make it a lucrative career. 4-1 coming into this fight tonight, but almost getting tagged with that chopping right hand from Dustin Jacoby.
Dustin Jacoby is being first, and that's why he's winning the round so far.
Jacoby, a mixed martial arts veteran who's competed in the UFC and a Bellator. There he slips. Looking to snap a 4-fight losing streak, but again, Steven, it's amazing the stories that he's told us and how certain fights came about. Literally, just enough time to make it to the arena. You want the fight, Jacoby? Yeah, I'll fight.
No post scenario.
Yeah, that sounds good around the campfire sometimes if you get the win, but if you don't...
You're right. Only so many chances.
That's right.
And now Sepulveda working the body with a left hook to the liver.
Sepulveda is dangerous with that left hook, and Jacoby knows it.
And there's that jab and a knee. Sepulveda rattled late in round one, and they are swinging for the fences. As the bell rings, Sepulveda goes down with his bell rung.
You watched it as it happened. This bout comes to an end with an official time of 2 minutes, 59 seconds of that first round, and ends by way of knockout for your winner, who now advances to the tournament final, Dustin Jacoby.
Determined as ever, Dustin Jacoby, with an onslaught to conclude round one, ends this fight with a devastating knockout of Ariel Sepulveda. He now awaits the winner of the second semifinal. In this semifinal, 27-year-old Casey Green took on 33-year-old Quinton O'Brien, who was also making his glory debut.
The bell and round one, the second semifinal matchup underway. Inside low kick by Green.
I like that sweeping right hand of Green. That's a nasty weapon.
Green fighting out of the southpaw stance, tags O'Brien in the nose with a straight left hand. O'Brien's father, a pitcher on the 1978 and 79 St. Louis Cardinals, has a good exchange there in close. 30 seconds gone in the round. One of his teammates was Baseball Hall of Famer, 1967 World Series MVP, Lou the Franchise Brock.
Casey Green switching stances quite a bit and being effective from both.
And as a Canadian, it's only fair that I mention that Lou Brock was the first batter in a Major League Baseball game in Canada. Jerry Park facing the Montreal Expos. And I hope the beloved Montreal Expos return one day. But back to the action at hand here. 1 minute gone in the first round. And Green fighting out of the southpaw stance, walking down O'Brien. Push kick from O'Brien.
Good right hand there by Green on the inside. Green nice. With combinations, too.
Yeah, good combination by Green. Green is also trained at Boss Wounds Elite MMA Gym in Westlake, California. Body kick, a liver kick there from Green, again fighting from the Southpaw stance, so plenty of action there, and that was in the fruit basket where the plums are housed.
Right here. Stay right here.
Under a minute left in the second round.
Green's smart to set up almost everything behind that jab.
And back to southpaw. Green really mixing it up. There's a knee from O'Brien, but then a counter right uppercut by Green.
Green is just basically mauling and brawling O'Brien here.
The bell and the third and final round begins. Nice to see the preeminent cut man in combat sports, Stitch Duran, working Glory 23 Las Vegas as O'Brien comes out with a body kick and a push kick. Now trying to blind Green with the jab. So, as expected, O'Brien with a much more aggressive start. He knows he's behind the proverbial 8-ball, Stephen.
Yes, he really is. I got him down 2 rounds, and he needs something big. A couple knockdowns in this fight, maybe. It is a tournament fight, so we have a knockdown rule.
That's right. Under a minute left in the fight.
Supposed to say touche.
Well, I think the silence spoke volumes. I agree. But the silence for O'Brien, he needs to really amp it up here if he wants to pull out the victory. Casey Green switching stances, mixing up his attack with punches and kicks, some knees, keeping O'Brien at range. There was a head kick from O'Brien, under 30 seconds left in the bout.
Nothing on that head kick whatsoever. It was a slap, if anything. And that's the problem, because O'Brien is faded here, and he doesn't have any pop left to get this thing, to win this fight. He's got to win by a knockout.
Liver kick by Green. So Irish eyes should be smiling. The man with Irish pride tattooed on his chest with a good performance here tonight against Quinton O'Brien.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Patricia Morse-Jarman scores the bout 29-28. Judges Robert Hoyle and John Baker score the bout 30-27, all for your winner by unanimous decision, who now takes his place in the tournament final, Casey Green.
Unlike Dustin Jacoby, Casey Green needed to go the distance and extend himself the full 3 rounds. With little rest ahead of him before the finals, Jacoby appears to have the advantage, but in Glory, nothing is certain. In our co-headline event of the evening, number 4 ranked undefeated in Glory and winner of the heavyweight contender tournament at Glory 21 San Diego, Xavier Vigny, took on the UK's Daniel Sam, who came in with an overall record of 26-11.
Vigny at 4-0 in Glory, all 4 wins via stoppage. And here's a scary thought, Stephen. He says he's yet to display his full skill set. He wants to pick Sam apart with his range and kicks, utilize a higher guard, straighter punches, counter left hook with a straight right.
We're seeing Vigny walk Sam down. Sam already up against the ropes. Not a good place to be.
Give him up.
Uh-oh. Sam usually spends some of his training camps at Mike's gym in Amsterdam, but he trained for this bout entirely in his native London. Just 1-3 in Glory, but a big edge and experience overall with a 26-11 record. Half of those wins coming inside the distance.
Vigny putting everything behind the jab.
Vigny started kickboxing at the age of 18, watched a lot of Badr Hari fights. Feels he relates to him when it comes to his style of fighting. Also a big fan of Peter Arts and the legendary Masato of Japan. There's an overhand right from Sam.
That was a good shot by Sam. Makes Vigny realize that he's standing in front of a guy that can probably knock him out with one punch. But Sam is not looking good here covering up like this. He's not slipping, he's not countering. He's just shielding.
And if he gives Vigny the opportunity, X gonna give it to you. A minute and a half left in the opening round. Aggressive start to round 2. Vigny in the white gloves, Sam in the black gloves.
One thing, and it's just a thought, when Vigny faced Chai Lewis Perry after all the smack talk, he fought with a lot more reckless abandon. He can't do that here against Daniel Sam, because if he walks in one of those punches, like he got tagged with in the first round, it could be a big problem. He could get knocked out. Oh my God, 15-1 in the punch department. Vigny absolutely blowing him away here. Kicks though, Daniel Sam got the edge there, but still, you got to give it to Vigny.
Vigny's won 2 tournaments in Glory. He won the Glory 21 heavyweight qualification tournament. Also won the Road to Glory heavyweight tournament back in June of 2013. Of course, the current Glory heavyweight champion is Rico Verhoeven, who seems to be getting better with each and every outing.
Stop.
Vigny a little conservative now compared to the early on, but I think that has to do with Sam. Sam came alive, especially with the low kicks. A little bit. I'm telling you, man, that low kick's gonna be a problem.
Chopping away at the lead leg of Xavier Vigny.
That's right.
And he's already stepping on it gingerly.
Stop.
A minute left in the fight.
I think it's too little too late, but still, he could theoretically stop him. Now, Vigny's already starting to angle that knee outward because you can't take too many more of those low kicks. Otherwise, he's going to go down.
What has been conspicuous by its absence has been the flying knee of Daniel Sam, but he's been doing a much better job chopping down Vigny with those low kicks.
Yeah, the low kick is definitely hurting Vigny right now.
Chopping right hand by Sam.
30 seconds left. Can Sam do it? He needs minimum. He needs more than a knockout. He needs a knockout to win this fight.
He's scored 13 in his career. He wants to continue his Glory career. Coming in with a record of 1-3 in this organization, coming off a split decision win in his last fight against Brian Dowes in Switzerland, but time, his biggest enemy here. So the heavyweights go the distance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. They score this bout. Junichiro Kamiho scores the bout 29-28, Sam. Judge Dave Moretti scores the bout 29-28, Vigny. And Judge Glenn Trowbridge scores the bout 30-27. Your winner by split decision, Xavier Vigny.
In a fight too close for comfort, Xavier Vigny narrowly escapes Daniel Sam, and in doing so remains undefeated in Glory. However, this was the first time he had to go the distance. Up next, the finals of the middleweight qualifying tournament between well-rested and semifinal one winner Dustin Jacoby against Casey Green, who had to extend himself 3 rounds in his semifinal victory. Then it's the much-anticipated welterweight championship title bout between the natural and the real deal when Glory 23 Las Vegas continues. It's now time for the finals of the middleweight qualifying tournament between semifinal 1 winner Dustin Jacoby and Casey Green, winner of semifinal 2.
The bell and round 1 middleweight qualification tournament final. Dustin Jacoby in the white gloves, Casey Green in the black gloves. Jacoby checking Green's kick. Green starting this fight as a orthodox fighter, back as he switches like he did against O'Brien, constantly trying to discombobulate his opponent.
It's a great strategy. It really is.
There's a left hook that connected on Jacoby's head. What do you look for early here, Stephen?
I look for Dustin Jacoby to establish his jab and then try and figure out if he can throw that right hand and catch the moving target in the switching stance, Casey Green. The problem with the guy switches like this, especially if he does any spinning attacks like a back fist, is you can walk right into a spinning back fist and that'll be lights out. So you have to be careful.
1 minute gone in the opening round.
Green actually looks pretty fresh, considering the fact that he went 3 hard rounds in the opening match.
Jacoby scores with a right hand through the guard. Spinning back kick to the midsection by Green. Straight left hand down the middle by Green, attacking the body.
One thing Green has to be careful of, if he switches to southpaw with the right foot in front, he's got to be very, very careful of the right head kick from Dustin Jacoby.
Jacoby going on
guys,
the
watch
attack.
your heads. Both guys, watch your heads. Fight!
Hard jab by Green. So they're both trying to gauge what the other has left. After both competing earlier tonight, of course, Jacoby with a knee to the face. There's a jab and Green on the ropes.
That knee was,
and he cut him.
Look at that cut. Oh, that's from the knee too.
Belfort and Eastman.
Yeah, it was from the right side though. And it was when Green switched to southpaw.
I think that was the nastiest knee cut I've ever seen.
Yeah, that
one that Eastman suffered against Peter Belfort, but something that Green has to contend with here in round one. Green is seeing red literally as blood now going into his eye.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem because that trickle down is going to go directly into his eye. Thank God it's not close to the eyebrow or the eyelid. It's further up on the forehead.
Inside low kick by Green, but Jacoby hitting him upstairs. 15 seconds left in the first round.
Good right hand by Jacoby.
Another knee by Jacoby, left hook.
You know what? He's in trouble.
Jacoby all over Casey Green.
That should be ruled a knockdown. That was a knockdown because the ropes stopped him from going down. He would have gone down if the ropes weren't there. It's a good call by Mark Smith, our referee.
Are you good? Walk towards me.
Oh, boy.
The bell in round two of this Glory middleweight qualification tournament final. The good news for Corey Green is that he had Stitch Duran working on that cut after the nasty knee to the forehead by Dustin Jacoby. The bad news for Corey Green is that, well, he didn't fare too well against Jacoby in that opening round.
Yeah, Casey Green definitely ate a lot of shots in that round.
Step back. Step
But
back.
that cut, oh man, that is so nasty. Jacoby basically kept his fundamentals there. And Green, a good shot by Green. Green with the switch stances left himself open for that big knee.
Body kick by Jacoby, who's now fighting out of the southpaw stance. He's telling Green, hey, if you can do it, so can I. Back to orthodox.
Green firing back though with that straight left hand from southpaw.
Green in the black gloves, Jacoby in the white landing that left hand. Again, this All-American tournament, Stephen, a lot of guys with little experience, but Jacoby now rocking Casey Green, trying to stay on his feet.
Jacoby's got to settle down a little bit. He's missing a lot of these shots.
And Jacoby battering away. And the fight has been waved off by referee Mark Smith. Dustin the Honyak Jacoby wins the Glory middleweight qualification tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one ends with an official time of 1 minute, 19 seconds of that second round when a referee, Mark Smith, steps in and waves this one off for your winner by technical knockout. And now, Glory qualifying tournament winner, Dustin Jacoby.
So Dustin Jacoby, in what has to be the biggest night as a professional, sweeps the middleweight qualifying tournament by knockout. And now it's time to fill the vacant Glory World Welterweight belt. As #1 contender and undefeated in Glory at 8-0, the Netherlands' Nicky Holzken takes on #3 contender with an overall record of 27-2, the USA's Raymond Daniels.
An electric atmosphere here at the joint of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Rematch, Raymond Daniels looking for vengeance against a man who believes he's the uncrowned Glory welterweight champion. He has an opportunity to bring the belt back to the Netherlands tonight. Nicky Holzken. The bell in round 1 scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. We are joined by the former Glory welterweight champion Bazooka Joe Valtellini at ringside. Joe, what do you expect to see in round 1?
Well, you can already see Nicky Holzken pushing Raymond Daniels against the rope. That's where you want to keep Raymond Daniels to avoid those big spin kicks.
Daniels known for his cavalcade of kicks. A karateka through and through. His black belt father introduced him to karate at a young age, and while I don't know karate, I know crazy. And just like the title of the James Brown song that contains that lyric, Daniels seeking payback tonight.
Daniels using a lot of side-to-side movement to stay out of that corner.
And for Holzken, Joe, one of the most savage body punchers in the sport, going upstairs with the left hook, delivering a nasty knee as well.
You can see Nicky Holzken already throwing those big combinations, but Raymond Daniels is using a lot of energy right now. He looks really tense, so this is a 5-round fight. He's got to conserve some of that energy.
Daniels actually landed a couple punches there, which surprised me. But I don't think he wants to box with Holzken.
From the last fight, he seems to be better getting away from those corners now. Nicky's just keeps walking and stalking him into those corners, so he's got to keep moving.
Daniels said that there was the loss to you in the tournament that led to him really focusing on checking low kicks and working on low kicks. And of course, for Nicky Holzken, you tasted defeat against Holzken. What did you learn from that fight, Joe?
Well, after the Holzken fight, I really started to work my boxing, just as Raymond Daniels has. And I think I realized that boxing does play a big part in the Glory ring.
Of course, Nicky Holzken idolized the late Ramon Dekkers. When he reached 22, he moved to Breda so he could train with Dekkers at the world-famous Golden Glory Gym. And like everyone else in the combat sports community, was deeply saddened by the sudden death of Dekkers in 2013 at just the age of 43. And I'm sure, should he prevail tonight, he'll be thinking of his fallen hero, Ramon Dekkers.
One thing I'm noticing, there's a huge slowdown in the pace here. Daniels has relaxed, and he's standing more toe-to-toe with Holzken. Holzken isn't pressing forward because I think Daniels landed a couple of those pop shots, and it made Holzken think twice about just running in, trying to trap him on the ropes.
Daniel, go ahead.
Daniel
Joe
has to be careful when he's jumping in with those big punches. And Nicky has a really good counter left hook that can catch Daniels anytime.
Counter right hand by Daniels behind Holzken's guard. Low kick by Daniels.
Yeah.
Entertaining opening round. The bell in round 2. Holzken told us that Daniels said that a rematch would be different because he would be fresh instead of having to fight a tournament fight first. Well, Holzken said the same applies to him, and he said that it's going to be a hard night for Raymond Daniels here in Las Vegas. Daniels with all kinds of energy expenditure. And while it's flashy and yes, it's entertaining, it has to be draining in that gas tank.
So far, Daniels does not seem perplexed about being against the ropes or being in the corner. Other than that first burst of energy in the first round where he's desperately running away from the corners, now he doesn't really care, it seems.
It looks like Nicky's giving him a little bit more space compared to the last fight, which is allowing Raymond Daniels to get a little bit more of his kicks off and move laterally a little better.
Daniels all about high risk, high reward, and he does. He needs that space to launch his attack. A couple of inside low kicks by Nicky Holzken.
And Daniels got the better of the punching exchange, ironically, in the first round.
And Holzken with the
Holzken did the kicks. So what's going on here? You got it all flipped around. We're in Bizarro time now.
Minute 45 left in round 2. A knee by Daniels. Right hand over the top. Holzken focused. fires off the straight right. Southpaw Daniels now along the ropes, avoiding that one punch from Holzken. A minute and a half left in the round.
This is going to be an endurance contest, a battle of attrition. And plus, the guys can take the most punishment and keep going.
Nicky's really good at, changing the intensity of his punches. He could really save a lot of energy. He likes to tap the head and then go hard to the body.
In their first meeting at Glory 19 in the finals of a welterweight contenders tournament, we saw Holzken cornering Daniels just like he's doing right now and nullifying his explosive offense with tight boxing fundamentals.
Yeah, but Daniels is firing back here.
Yes, he is.
And he's not pinned against the ropes. He's about a foot away from the ropes.
One of the good things Raymond Daniels is doing, he's not really being a standing target. That's was one of his biggest issues in his last fight. When he's in the corners, he's throwing and moving and getting out of there.
Exactly. There's that left hook to the body. And Raymond Daniels took a deep breath afterwards.
30 seconds left in the second round. A knee and a right hand by Daniels.
Wow.
Flashes the 1-2 through the guard of Holzken. A straight right followed by a left by Daniels upstairs. And Holzken maybe baiting him. Joe, you've been in with both guys. Maybe Holzken wanting Daniels to unload all of his shots and waste that energy.
Nicky's really intelligent, and I can see him really picking it up in the last 3 rounds. But Raymond Daniels is doing a great job right now, keeping momentum and continuing to throw.
Terrific action through 2 rounds here in Las Vegas for the vacant Glory Welterweight Championship. Good stuff through 2 rounds. Joe, how do you have it after the first 6 minutes of action?
I have 2 rounds to 0 for Raymond Daniels.
And why?
He's throwing more, he's landing more, he's being more aggressive, and you see he's keeping his momentum.
Very impressive thus far. Steven, do you concur?
I have to be uncongressional and agree.
Raymond Daniels needs to be careful with his guard after he's throwing his punches. Nicky has a really good counter left hook that Raymond Daniels should give a little bit more respect to.
And fast hands by Raymond Daniels, but yet Holzken standing in front of him, missing with the right. Good counterattack by Daniels.
The fade back by Raymond Daniels and the counterattack. I love it. If that takes quick reflexes.
Floyd Mayweather.
Muhammad Ali.
Spinning back kick to the breadbasket by Daniels, but on the counter is Holzken. He hasn't been to the corner. Right hand, left hook by Holzken, then the knee up the middle.
Raymond Daniels needs to get out of those corners. He's being that standing target again that he can't be.
He was doing so good up until that last flurry. And he did that jump back kick in close.
Left hook to the head by Holzken. And a right hand.
Holzken is hitting him hard right now.
It looks like Raymond Daniels is cut from that big knee in the corner.
There is blood around the left eye of Raymond Daniels. And Holzken now targeting his body with the knee. Right hand pops. Daniels head back. Wow, look at the stats.
Wow, man, he's right. Daniels, 27 landed against Holzken 12.
What? The fight immediately waved off by referee Big John McCarthy.
The cut.
Due to the severe cut over the eye of Raymond Daniels. That's a nasty
call.
gash.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. I mean, that's the third eye, and we don't mean yoga.
No.
I mean, that cut would not heal up.
Wow. You don't want to see a fight like this end this way, but it's the nature of the beast, and Nicky Holzken draws blood, but more importantly, he becomes the Glory welterweight champion.
Your winner, and now Glory welterweight champion of the world, Nikki Holzken.
So Nikki Holzken, with a devastating knee to the eye, claims the vacated welterweight championship belt. Holzken now goes to 9-0 in Glory, having defeated Raymond Daniels for the second time in 2015. Tonight featured the best that Glory has to offer, showcasing 4 different weight classes, contrasting styles, close contest, and knockout blows. And just like Las Vegas, it was all or nothing tonight at Glory 23.